Welcome, everyone, to episode 7 of Circle Back Podcast, the show where two friends get together and just talk about video games. I'm Dan LaMarca, and as always, I'm joined by Dan Dufrenoy.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year indeed. Today, we have a special episode. We're basically going to get into the entire release schedule of 2018, and we're just going to talk about anything we're looking forward to, maybe significant releases that we may not be looking forward to, but we're going to go through a list, talk about everything. But before we get into that, we're going to start the episode like we always do and just say, what have we been playing? What have you been playing, Dan?
Yeah, I mean, since last we talked, still playing Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
What do you think?
Still have the same sort of thoughts. We've talked about it, and I'm not as nuanced in the Assassin's Creed universe or the franchise as a lot of other people are, but it's just not really feeling invested, at least. I mean, it's definitely got good gameplay and a good story, but nothing that's keeping me,
If the guy doesn't like Assassin's Creed
no. Again, I haven't played 2. Origins looks awesome, but I still, no, not looking into it.
I don't know.
Origins looks pretty cool.
I haven't played it. Diana's been playing it a little bit.
Yeah, what's her thoughts?
And she likes it. She loves all the Assassin's Creed.
She likes all the Assassin's Creeds, okay. It's just, I'm just, every time it's like, okay, I have a few hours to kill on a video game. It's not that it's a chore to play it, but I'm not really.
I've said it before, and you can agree with me or disagree with me. I think if Assassin's Creed had stronger, more engaging gameplay, or if it had stronger and more engaging story, I'd be 100% in. A lot of talk that I'm hearing, I listen to the guys at Giant Bomb a lot. A lot of them like it because they say it has some really good story in Origins. So we'll see. Maybe I give it a shot. But as right now, what I played, even Assassin's Creed 2, just doesn't have. It's like pretty good across the board.
That's the thing. I think it's a decent game.
If it's your type of game and it's a pretty good version of that, then by all means. But it's not my type of game, so it needs to be a very good version of it in order for me to like it.
I just think like trying to be as objective as possible. I think it's a decent game. I think it's I think Ubisoft does a really good job with the whole open world thing, and just so many trinkets and so many things to explore and so many places to explore and little nuances. But having said that, just nothing about it sort of pulls me to.
I'm telling you, after playing Breath of the Wild, games.
No, I know.
No, games with maps that are cluttered with icons are like such a turnoff to me, dude. I'm not even kidding. I'm not just saying that because Breath of the Wild was our game of the year. I'm saying literally, it's like it feels lazy to me, and it feels like it's too easy. Like I don't want to play those kind of games anymore. Yeah. I think it's partially why I think Shadow of War didn't hit for me at all, because it's like same old thing. Bunch of icons on a map, go do all these different tasks, and it's like
none of them are interesting enough.
But there's no stories to tell along the way.
Right.
When you get there and you do the thing that's at the icon, maybe that's good. But it ruined me on open world games. I'm telling you, like Horizon 2, dude. Like it's a good game. It did not stand where I think a lot of people put it for me because I'm like. There isn't a lot of excitement from A to B. So when you get to B, it might be exciting. But from A to B...
It's all about the adventure.
No, but honestly, that's a big part of it for me. But
So whether I decide to continue playing it or kind of just shelve it, I mean, I'm definitely glad I got to play it, spent a decent amount of time with it. But, I'd be interested to try 2 and Origins, but... Right now, there's enough games in my back catalog I'd like to get to before.
Plenty of stuff we didn't get around to.
Exactly.
I'll talk about a game that I've been playing that you've heard me talk about numerous times. Divinity Original Sin.
Okay, yeah.
Still playing. I'm nearing the end. I probably have a couple of hours left, I would say.
Okay.
I'm pretty far. Well, 19 out of 20 right now, so I'm getting there. Still really great throughout.
Has it gotten better since?
It's pretty consistently great, honestly.
Okay,
It's not that it's getting better. I guess there are parts of it that are getting better when you start to get up into higher levels and you can do like the master abilities and stuff like that. There's a lot of cool comboing you can do with the different elements and stuff. But I think that's just a fantastic game, and I'm really, really enjoying it the whole way through.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
Good.
not much more to say about it, but still loving it.
Yeah.
Almost done with it. We'll see. Again, the main plot line, not great.
Okay.
It's just not. A lot of the side stuff is pretty interesting. A lot of silly, interesting stuff, but I really like it. We'll see what the ending brings. And
That's
see,
awesome,
see
man. But like you said, so interesting from A to B?
For me, so far,
Yeah.
we'll see how the ending
Cool.
turns out, but I'm really enjoying it a lot.
Awesome, man. What else have you been playing?
I've been playing a lot of a game that I talked about a couple weeks ago, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Oh, man, give me your pitch.
I did not expect to love this game as much as I loved it. I don't like a lot of online games, but
Okay.
this game is incredible. I really do love it. I played in my 4th match playing. I got a chicken dinner, which is like your last one out of the 100. So I was playing a solo match and I won, and it was the most thrilling. Like the final 3 minutes of that game was like heart pumping. Like you're like on edge, like oh god, because you don't know where anybody is in this tiny little circle. And yeah, if you don't know, it's 100 people get dropped on an island with nothing. You loot, get a bunch of different equipment, guns, weapons, whatever you can use. They're all spread out throughout these different houses on this island. And then there's a circle that's like a safe zone. And what happens is, as the game progresses, the circle gets smaller, and then a blue wall of like electricity starts moving in on the outside of the circle. So it funnels the survivors into a smaller and smaller and smaller area. And by the end, my area was maybe like 20 feet by 20 feet, and there were like 7 people in there, and we're all like hiding behind trees and in the grass, like oh god, where's everybody?
Wow.
And yeah, I got a couple of the last kills, and yeah, I was in a firefight with the last guy. It was 2 people left, just me and this one guy, and I knew he was gonna have to move for the circle, so I was kind of waiting him out. He's taking shots at me. He's like barely missing. I hit him once, and he had to get up and run. And once he stood up, I just finished him off.
Got him.
And that was it.
Good for you, man. I'm curious now. Is it like roguelike, where like the environment keeps changing every time?
So the environment is identical.
Always.
The layout of the map is identical. Where the loot is dropped changes. So you might go. I mean, there are certain areas that are specifically going to be like high loot areas. Mm-hmm. Like there's a place called the School that's like, no matter what, you're gonna find good weapons there. Like there's a couple big areas where you can go to, but other people know that, so it's likely you drop in and there's 10 other people around you, and you're gonna fight it out. You might die right away.
Right.
So it's a balancing act of like, do I go where the good loot is and hope to survive it and then be better off for it, or do I go where nobody else is and hope that there's good loot there?
Okay, gotcha.
So it's like everything's dropped in a random area. Vehicles, boats, cars, motorcycles, they're dropped in different areas each time. So it is like a different experience, and the flight path of the plane changes each game.
Okay.
So it's like if you're flying diagonally, from southwest to northeast, you can only drop out and fly out of your parachute this far. So you may not be able to get to the corner of the map unless you get a car, drive there, get stuff, and so each game feels a lot different. Plus, like I said, if you drop and then there's 10 other people, that's going to be a much different match than if you drop and there's nobody there.
How long's a match typically, usually?
If you survive to the end, a half hour.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
A lot of matches, 5 minutes.
Right.
But yeah, I've been playing a lot with friends online. It's really, really good.
That's awesome, man.
Really, really good. The Xbox One version is super buggy, so it's not an endorsement to buy it. It's a $30 game, which is nice.
Okay.
It's in early access. It even says it right when you start up the game.
So it's not officially out yet?
It is officially out on PC.
Okay. Because I was surprised when they did like the game of the year, and like PUBG was like...
It came out December 20th.
There. Okay.
Yeah. Official release date on PC, December 20th. The Xbox One version is still an early access version.
Interesting. Okay.
And it plays like shit. And you get kicked out of games a lot, and it's frustrating as hell. But when you get a full game in, it is like one of the most rewarding, most fun,
awesome, man. Yeah,
enjoyable experiences. Yeah.
Wow, very cool.
I kind of downplayed it throughout the year, but it's really, really good.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. Cool. Very cool.
What else have you been playing, Dan?
For Christmas, I got, they just released Cave Story for the Switch. Mm-hmm. It's like Cave Story Plus or whatever.
Awesome game.
Yeah, I'm really, really loving it. It's a game I never played, and I think I remember when we first started talking about like our favorite indie games, and we're talking about like Braid and Limbo and things like that. I remember you mentioned like how like this game Cave Story, like it was like one of the first like
Yep.
one guy developers that just
It's
made
so
good.
that game.
And I was like, oh, I got to try it out. And they just released for the Switch. I was at like Target and I saw it and I was just like, oh, I got to get that. I got to get that. My mom was like, no. Like, I think Santa's going to bring it for you or whatever. I was like, okay, all right. So I got it, man. I've been playing nothing but Cave Story. I love it. I'm really, really enjoying it.
Nice.
I love those sort of games. I love, it's got a good story and I just love the, exploration and, the...
Yeah, it definitely has some Metroidvania roots.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, it's very, very much like Metroid. And,
Yeah.
Super
cool game. A lot of unique stuff you can do with the weapons. Like, have you seen, like, if you have a machine gun and you shoot down while you're jumping?
Oh, you can change a bunch of, yeah, exactly.
And do all kinds of stuff. So it is a lot of different stuff you can do with the different.
It gets a little difficult at times too. I gotta say.
Very difficult.
Yeah, it's pretty hard. It's a hard game.
It's a lot of fun though.
But it's a lot of fun. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, Cave Story.
I've also been continuing to chip away at Gorogoa. That game
cool,
I told
yeah.
you a couple weeks ago. Really great still. I'm really enjoying it. Some of the later puzzles are like, it's so freaking hard to like be doing the different perspective shifts and stuff, but it's so freaking cool, man.
How do you stack it up against a game like The Witness? Which also is a game that, forces puzzle.
The Witness is much harder and much more abstract, with the environmental puzzles and stuff.
Yeah.
Gorgo is really like a fixed perspective changing game. So you're literally like, there'll be a photograph on the wall and you can go into that photograph and then be in that photograph's world, So you're kind of just like zooming in and zooming out of different environments. It's not like you're walking around in a 3D plane and you can find puzzles all over the place like The Witness. So it's hard to compare the two, but I would say I think Gorgo is an awesome, excellent game, and it separates itself because the art style is so unique. Mm-hmm. It's really like a painted like world. It's really cool looking, and it's just a beautiful, really nice game.
Is the payoff though? Is the payoff worth it every time? Would you say? Or?
For me, I like it. I like it a lot because you're always finding, as you progress through, you're going into different areas, and they're all so beautifully made and stuff. I think it's an awesome game. I
cool,
highly recommend it.
Cool, man. Awesome.
You've also been playing.
You've
been playing an old game.
So I had the day off one day, and I was like, what should I play? So I was gonna play, Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and I just, again, it didn't grip me. So I said, all right, I'm gonna go on the PlayStation Store and just see what they got. So they had, I think, for the next 2 weeks or whatever, you can get the original, it's the original Resident Evil, but remaster.
The remake. Yeah.
For like $10 or whatever. So I was like, oh, okay, why not? Let's go for it. So I bought it, and I've been playing it, and it's this weird mixture of, wow, this is not really good, but yet at the same time, like, I don't know, it's just sort of like nostalgic in the way that it's just, oh, this is actually kind of, like the first time you see that zombie.
Yeah.
It's like the first 2 minutes you see, he's like eating one of your comrades. And like, he's and he turns around. He's like, "Oh my God, that's so iconic! Very cool." It's got that sort of. I mean, the controls are terrible. The fixed camera is not good.
It's very hard to go back to after having like modern controls.
And even the remaster too. It's the controls are just as hard.
But in order to keep that game, they couldn't change too much. So I understand it. But man, it is definitely hard to go back to. I love that game. I think it's a really cool like adventure game kind of thing where you're more like exploring the mansion rather than like the actual combat and the controls, which are terrible. But I love that game a lot. I could never argue with you that it's really bad to play.
Well, that's the thing. Part of it is
not
like
fun a lot of the time.
I enjoy it for what it is, like in video game history, and just like everything. Obviously, I mean, I don't know how you feel about Resident Evil 4, but I think Resident Evil 4 is fantastic, and I'm sure most people can agree.
It is.
So like it's cool to like see like where the roots came from, and it's the beginning of survival horror, and it's Silent Hill and Resident Evil just kind of
absolutely. There's no denying that that's an important game. I also say it's a great game, even with the bad parts, personally. But I do not begrudge anybody that bounces off that game because it's really difficult to.
Well, then even some of the puzzles too are kind of
very obtuse,
and just kind of like, well, how was I supposed to figure
it is fun
that
to.
out? Like,
I will say it is fun to play that game for a couple hours and then play the beginning of Resident Evil 7 and see some of those puzzles in the mansion and stuff like that. How the analogs are pretty similar.
Well, I think in Japan, right, the original Resident Evil was actually called Biohazard. Yeah.
Yep.
But some of the things, like I'm one of the, I went into this crypt and I got a book and I had to get into a door and I was like, how do I get into a door? And it took me like I don't know how long it took me, and then I looked at the book. I was examining all my items, and I turned the book over, and there's a key in the back of the book, and I'm just like, "Are you serious?"
That's that game, man.
You know?
And I will say, in that time, that was a pretty genius thing to do. You know what I mean? Like looking back on it, it's like, shit, this is not really that good. But I really appreciate what that game
Yeah,
is.
no, definitely. No, I'm actually having fun with it, and I'll definitely keep playing more of it. But at the same time, like, I see I appreciate what it is, and I see it for what it is. You know.
Yeah, that's fair. I understand it.
You know, but that's it.
All right, the last game that I've been playing is a game that I don't know if you've ever heard of. That's pretty interesting. It's called Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. That's what it's called.
Haven't heard of it.
So this guy Bennett Foddy, the creator of this game, he made a game called Quap. I don't know if you ever heard of Quap.
No.
That game was basically you had to run 100 meters and you win the game, right? But every single body part is controlled by a different key on the keyboard. So you have to use like the whole keyboard and try to like do this like it's where like Octodad came from, you know what I mean? Like it's that idea of like everything is separate. So it's like a simple idea, hey, run 100 meters and you win, and then the execution's really, really hard, right? So this game, Getting Over It, is you're this dude in a like cauldron basically. You're just like a torso in a cauldron with arms and a hammer. And what you do is you use the mouse, like you actually use the mouse in order to control the hammer, and you use the hammer to like climb this mountain, right? So you're doing like very deliberate motions with the mouse, trying to move this hammer in the exact place you want, because it's very easy to fall back and lose all your progress, right? So I don't know if this is a good way to describe it or not, but I'm trying my best. It's a very unique game, but it's Bennett Foddy himself, the creator, is talking over the entire game. So every time you fall and you're getting frustrated, he's like, "Oh, it's all right, man. Don't worry about it." And he'll give you like some philosophy, like he'll do some philosophy, like, and he'll play like music that's like about like falling and like stuff like that. Like he'll just like he's like taunting you the whole time. But it's also like he'll read like inspirational quotes and stuff. It's really good, really, really good.
That's interesting.
But the game itself is actually a lot of fun, and it's very addicting. It's such a simple concept to be like, hey, you have to get to the top of this thing. But he puts a bunch of different obstacles that makes you basically play the game differently. So like each section you get to, like, you know, in the beginning you're just moving this way and pulling yourself, and you can like fling yourself if you get enough momentum, like, you know, the speed that you do, like it's all very good, like physics based. But the beginning is just like basic, hey, get over these trees, get over this house. Like it's pretty, you know, simple. And then you get to a part where there's like a skinny shaft with like a couple little handholds. So you have to like go back and forth and grab on and then like launch yourself up and go back and forth. And it's like it's always like teaching you new ways that you can do this that you never would have thought of. And then the next part is like there's a slanted like metal piece. And it's just a straight, like a little bit of a slant piece to another. And you're like, what the hell? I can't climb on that. So what you have to do is like swing your body this way and then release the hammer and then hit it again. You know what I mean? Like you're using momentum and physics throughout this whole game. And I think it's really...
That's actually really cool.
It's really, really special.
Yeah.
I like this game quite a bit. You can only play it on PC because of the mouse.
When did it come out?
End of last year. I think the official release date was like the 20th or something. It was super late.
Yeah.
But,
pretty cool.
Really fun game.
Yeah.
I recommend it. I really like the style of it too, and like the different quotes and stuff. It's really cool, honestly. It's fun. It's really fun because it makes you. It almost is like a meditative experience. It's like you like I could see myself getting so frustrated by it, but a lot of times I'm like, okay, I know what I did wrong there, and he's like,
and his voice is just
it's something about it, man. It's good. I really like it.
Cool.
So with that, we are going to jump into games that come out in 2018.
Yes, the new year. We have 2017 was one of the best years
in video games.
Let's see if 2018, with enough hype, we'll see if.
Yes, we'll see what happens.
You know,
I have a good feeling about it, but it's gonna be hard to live up to 2017. I'll be honest.
Awesome.
So I have a list here. We're on VG247.com. They basically have a whole list of games that are confirmed for 2018. We'll preface it by saying some of these games I do not believe for a second that they're going to come out in 2018, and I will tell you which ones they are. But there are a bunch that have specific release dates that I think will hit. So we're going to run through them all. First, I want to start with in January. There's not much in January that we care about very much. There's a game called The Impatient. It's a PSVR only game. It's the world of Until Dawn. I don't know if you ever heard me talk about Until Dawn, the supermassive game it's basically like
it's like Goosebumps.
Yes, it's literally like Cabin in the Woods meets like Telltale games. You know what I mean? Like it's like if Telltale had even way more things that can change. You know, Until Dawn is like choose your own adventure. Like, hey, either everyone can die or everyone can live.
It's like a slasher movie, right?
It's a slasher, exactly, and it's a really awesome game. I love Until Dawn. But The Impatient is set in that same world before all the bad stuff happens on that mountain. So it's like 50 years earlier or something like that, and it's basically showing what happened in the hospital.
And it's VR, huh?
And it's VR, yeah. So it's probably gonna be pretty scary. I'm a little skeptical of it because it seems like a classic like insane asylum, patients are scary, yada yada. You know, it's kind of boring.
But in the VR,
I bet it's gonna be scary. I'm not doubting that. I'm just it kind of not as interesting to me once I knew that it was about that. But regardless, I really like Until Dawn enough that I will check it out. But you know, to be determined if it's actually good or not.
I don't know how people do the VR. I don't know if people did Resident Evil with the VR. I don't get it. I did that shark thing in the VR.
Yeah. It's terrifying.
No way. No way.
The next one that a lot of people are excited for, I'm pretty excited for, but I am still skeptical of it, is Monster Hunter World.
Right, you were just talking about that.
Comes out PS4, Xbox One on January 26th. Monster Hunter is like a super obtuse third-person action game kind of thing. It has like some Dark Souls-esque mechanics where like, you know, all your attacks have momentum and like animation priority compared to like, you know, you can't like change your attacks midway. It's like once you commit, you commit. A lot of people are really high on Monster Hunter World because it's the first one that's come to a console. Okay. It's always been handheld. So I know they did, you know, don't kill me, but I know they did Monster Hunter Tri for Wii U, I believe, that was a 3DS game that they brought to Wii U. So, all right, it's been on console before. PS4, Xbox One, like this is a big budget, big Monster Hunter game, and a lot of people are really excited that aren't only Monster Hunter fans. So I definitely want to check it out.
Yeah, pick it up.
I'll be curious if I like it or not. I played a little bit of that beta when it came out in December. Thought it was interesting, but I'm not sold.
Okay.
We'll see. I'm going to wait and see what people are saying about it before. A game that I am super excited about, but also I stink at fighting games, is Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Oh, that's awesome.
This game is so awesome looking.
Whoa.
It comes out January 26th, same day as Monster Hunter World. It literally looks like an episode of Dragon Ball Z.
That's sick.
It's incredible.
Cool. Yeah, and he plays all the characters?
Yep. All the characters. It's a fighting game. 2D, like
Street Fighter? Like
2D fighting game, like Street Fighter.
That's
with Dragon Ball characters. And they do like crazy zooms and stuff with supers, and they make it like, it looks really, really cool.
Cool.
I suck at fighting games, so I'm not gonna get this game. I'm not gonna do well at this game, but I think it looks really, really cool.
That's awesome.
So it's worth shouting out here. It's January 26th on PC, PS4, and Xbox One. So next we have the remake that I'm probably most excited about for 2018 is Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh man.
Comes out February 6th, and we'll just say straight up, Shadow of the Colossus is one of my favorite games of all time. And seeing video of this makes me really excited.
It looks awesome. It looks really, really good.
And I've heard some whispers that the gameplay is going to be changed, and you can do either the old control scheme or you can do a new and improved control scheme.
Ooh, okay.
Which is very exciting to me because that game is hard to play.
Yeah.
It is hard to play. You hold down different buttons to grab on.
Yeah.
There are definitely better ways to do it, and I think they're actually going to offer that.
So. That's so exciting.
It's really exciting.
Yeah. Dude, it looks good.
Yeah,
and even
it looks
just some
great.
of the artwork.
Yeah,
and
we
all
watched
that.
some video of it, and
Oh, man.
it's just freaking beautiful.
It looks great.
It looks really
It
good.
looks great.
So that world already, but world still holds up because it's just like, even though it's very barren, it seems intentionally barren.
Right.
And it's like, I love the way that world looks. So to see it with these updated visuals, I'm
excited for the remaster because my buddy just pulled out his PS2 and he replayed Shadow of the Colossus, and he was like, I love this game, and replaying it. And like that's just what happens with time. Sometimes some games that you absolutely love, sometimes it doesn't, And his big thing was the controls, and he was just like, back in 2005 when it came out, this was like I was fine with it, and now you play.
It's tough.
It just
it's
happens.
like what we said about Resident Evil 1, man. It's
exactly. But I'm super excited for this remaster. I think it's going to be absolutely fantastic.
I think it's going to be great.
I hope so. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
That's going to be really nothing in January is really striking my fancy. That's going to be the first new game this year that I'm definitely going to willingly give my $60 to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then a week later, on February 13th, we get Owlboy.
Yeah, that's exciting
finally
too.
Off
Yeah.
the PC. That game was only on PC for a year and a half, 2 years, and now it's finally coming to PS4, Xbox One, and Switch on February 13th.
That's exciting too.
This game, if you don't know, it's basically like a Metroidvania type game. We play as Hellboy, and apparently the writing is really good, and the gameplay is a lot of fun. A lot of people compare it to Ori and the Blind Forest in regards to the gameplay sort of thing, but you do have like a projectile that you shoot, I believe, and his main thing is obviously flying around. So it'll be interesting to see. I'd never played this game on the PC when it came out because I don't play a lot of games on the PC unless I absolutely have to. But I'm excited to see what they do in order to gate you when you are literally able to fly. You know? Like, I don't know, there might be a stamina meter. I don't know what there is, but I'm excited to play.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool.
Yeah. Then we go on a couple days later, on February 15th, the Secret of Mana remake is coming out on PS4, Vita, and PC. So, Secret of Mana, definitely on my short list of great games on the Super Nintendo.
Oh, of course.
Love that game.
RPGs,
Excellent.
JRPGs, just everything.
So good. So when I heard about this, I was very excited. I really was. I was like, this sounds great. I would love to play Secret of Mana again. Updated visuals. Sounds nice. I just saw some screenshots of that game, and it looks terrible.
It doesn't look good.
It's probably going to play good, and it's probably going to be the same good game.
No,
but goddamn, those character models look terrible.
You know what the thing is, though, too? It's like those games from the SNES, right? They hold up so well.
Yes, they still
those
look
visuals,
beautiful.
Final Fantasy VI, Chrono Trigger, Earthbound, Super Metro, like anything you want to name.
And to be honest with you, Secret of Mana is one of the best looking ones inside
Secret
of
of
the
Mana
bunch.
is a beautiful game.
Really nice looking.
Absolutely beautiful game. And we were looking at the pictures, and they made these like 3D sprites. They made like these.
But they're like chibi, like crappy looking.
No,
I'm
it just
not a fan
it really doesn't.
of that style.
It doesn't make me want to play
and it doesn't. For me,
I'd
if
rather
you're gonna
just go
say
play
an
the original.
updated look to this, that's not an updated look to Secret of Mana. That's like shitty, average, like your average run-of-the-mill Japanese game. Like it looks terrible.
I'd rather just play the original.
Yeah, not a fan. We'll see when it comes out. I don't know. I'm disappointed by looking at the art for that. And then a day later, on February 16th, we get Bayonetta 1 and 2 on Switch.
Oh wow, I never played Bayonetta.
You should really play Bayonetta.
Yeah.
The fact that, so I think it's technically Bayonetta 2, and it comes with a digital download of Bayonetta 1.
Cool.
So
awesome.
it's like all in one
I'll have to
package.
check it out then.
Those games are so fucking good, man. They're so good and so crazy and so much fun. I highly recommend them. They play really well. They're my favorite of that genre of like action game.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like Devil May Cry sometimes, but Bayonetta for me is
awesome.
Is better than those. I would say 2 is way better.
Okay.
1 might be tough to go back to. It's a little bit older. I think it'll probably be good because I think they're remaking it because they remade it for PC recently.
Cool.
So I think they're putting that updated version.
3 also?
3 was
Coming this year?
announced when they announced this.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
They said, I think they just said 2018. We'll see if it's later on the list.
All right, awesome. All right, cool.
Yeah. Try those out.
Looks like February is going to be a good month
It's worth
for me.
checking out. Yeah. And then the next one, maybe not so good. On February 20th, Metal Gear Survive comes to PC, PS4, and Xbox One. So preface it by saying the Metal Gear Solid franchise is one of my favorites of all time. Metal Gear Solid 1, easily one of my favorite games ever. 5 was probably my game of the year when that came out 2 years ago. This game looks like garbage. And the thing about this game is everything we've seen of it looks terrible. The biggest Metal Gear fans are like, what is this? Like, it looks bad. And on top of that, it's a Metal Gear Solid. It's a Metal Gear game. I guess they don't call it Solid. It's a Metal Gear game without Kojima.
Well, exactly.
Right?
How do you do that?
So, with all the way that went down, with Kojima kind of being forced out, like it was a whole big thing. It's just especially bad.
Yeah, it just shows like...
I wouldn't have wanted to like this game even if it was good.
Right, of course.
So to look at it and be like, this looks terrible...
It's just more kudos to Kojima, just saying, like listen, like, he was the guy behind this.
But also, I don't know what the hell they're trying to make. Like, Metal Gear has always been about the story. Mm-hmm. It's not about, except for 5, but it's not about a survival game. Like, I don't know what they're trying to make here. It doesn't make any sense. Somebody might like it. I don't know who you are, but somebody might like it. So that's it for Q1, I guess. That's what they're calling it. We're moving into March here. The first one that comes to mind for me that looks pretty good is Yakuza 6, The Song of Life. So this game came out last year in Japan to some serious fanfare. The reason that I'm excited for this, even though I don't really care about the Yakuza games generally, is because Yakuza 0 was an amazing game that came out last year that I absolutely loved playing. And now Yakuza 6, I'm actually excited to try.
Cool, man.
Because
awesome.
I hear that it takes a lot of those principles because Yakuza is a long-running franchise. So basically, Yakuza 1, 2, 3, like those games are all dated and maybe not as engaging or enjoyable or crazy story-wise. Like I feel like they're hitting their stride now. So when they went back and made 0, which is a prequel to the whole series, they're kind of setting the new tone of what they want for the Yakuza series.
Cool.
You know? So they made this like bonkers story with all these crazy characters, and I know it's been in some Yakuza games before. I'm not downplaying that, but I'm really excited for 6 because I think they're on the right track for what people want in their Yakuza.
That's
games.
awesome,
so
man.
I'm actually really excited for that game. Next, same day actually. We have Sea of Thieves coming to PC and Xbox One.
Oh, man, yes, very excited for Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves is super interesting to me, and I'm really curious how it's going to do because this is a game that could either be a 6 or a 9, you know what I mean? Like, I have no idea what this game is going to be. Basically, the pitch is it's you and your friends, you're all on like a pirate adventure pretty much.
Pirates.
You know? So the thing that sounds cool to me is imagine getting your dumb friends together and like trying to steer this sailboat properly. So it's like one person's manually steering, one person is like scoping out, making sure we don't hit any rocks. One person's like changing the sails with the, you know what I mean? Like you're all working together doing these like silly tasks, and it's like I just feel like it would be a good sandbox to have a lot of fun. You know
I think so.
That's what I'm envisioning of this game. I don't know if I'm selling it short or what it's going to be. I don't know if they're going to have a big story.
That's what I was wondering, if there was like going to be like a story mode or like some sort of campaign.
They haven't been very forthcoming with that.
Yeah.
I think there is. We'll see. I don't know. I'm really excited the concept of this game. I think the art looks really nice. Mm-hmm. From what I've seen of it, the tone of it looks like it's silly and like...
Well, that's the thing. I wonder, for example, like Overwatch was a big surprise for me. Overwatch was something that I was just kind of like, well, this premise, like, I'm not really a big fan of. But, like, again, it was silly enough and it was interesting enough that, made you keep playing. Yeah. So I hope Sea does the same thing.
Like I said, it could go either way. But I have a good feeling about it. I'm interested to see. Next big ticket item on our list here is Ni no Kuni 2.
Oh, man.
Coming to PC and PS4
March 23rd.
March
That's coming out January 19th, so the fact that it's already been
got
pushed
bumped
off
a couple months. But me and Dan are both huge fans of the original Ni no Kuni. One of the best RPGs in like a decade.
It's so cool being a Studio Ghibli fan too.
Yeah, to combine
just like to have those two.
Here's the thing.
I know. Studio Ghibli's no longer
I'm nervous for two reasons. Number one is Studio Ghibli is not doing Ni no Kuni 2. So the cutscenes are not going to look like they did. Yeah. That game was absolutely gorgeous.
That was
when
so
it came
cool
out. Was
though,
it
because it was
2013?
like I don't remember.
Game was beautiful.
But it was just so cool because it was like, oh, it's like Totoro or Spirited Away, Castle in the Sky meets Final Fantasy, you know?
So cool. The other reason I'm nervous is because there's no more. The battle system is no longer about capturing familiars.
Okay.
It's now like you still cycle between characters, I believe, but they have their own abilities and that's it. You're not like sending out these guys, and the reason the original Ni no Kuni was cool to me is because you were getting these basically like Pokemon pretty much, but they were rendered in 3D and they would fight in a 3D space, and you can use them and control them and use their abilities. They were on cooldowns and stuff. It was a really cool fighting system that I liked a lot, and I'm a little bit nervous to see what this one's like. We'll see. I'm not counting it out. I'm telling you that first game is way up there for me in RPGs. Like it's way up there. But so I have faith in them. I just from what I've seen, I'm a little bit nervous.
Oh man, I'm still gonna get it. I'm excited.
I'm definitely gonna get it, and I'm gonna love it probably. But I'm just saying that first game was really special. All the bosses were really cool.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see.
Definitely could happen again. I'm excited for it.
That was the first game on my radar. I mean, new game because Owlboy and Shadow of the Colossus were games they already came out. But this was the first Sea of Thieves though. But
yeah, but not in the same way
for a while. Yeah, no, I've been looking forward to that for quite some time. So
on the same day. The game that I'm super excited about that I told you guys a little bit about is A Way Out. It's on PC, PS4, Xbox One, March 23rd. This game is basically a prison break game where you have to play it co-op. And the two players control two different friends that are in the prison that are trying to break their way out and basically, get to freedom pretty much. It's like Shawshank Redemption, but they actually, both of them get out and get to do what they want. So it's played with split screen, but the two characters can do totally different things. Like a lot of times one guy is going to be trying to bribe somebody into letting him go into a laundry chute or something, and the other guy is going to be distracting a guard or something. It's a lot of really interesting setup, and I will never be able to do it justice by just telling you about it right now.
It's cool. Look at a video.
You have to watch a video of it. Yeah. It's a totally unique gameplay style that I've never seen before. So you have to see it, definitely. The one thing I will say is, I don't know if you watch the Game Awards or not, but the creator of this game is literally Tommy Wiseau. He is out of his mind.
Hi, Mark.
He literally was saying, fuck the Oscars, at the Game Awards, on stage, and we're like, what? This guy is so weird. I kind of like it, but I kind of am like, all right, it's a little much. But regardless, that game looks incredible. I'm really excited for it.
Awesome, man. Yeah, cool.
Also coming out in March without a specific date, I guess. That's what it says here. Is Far Cry 5.
Yeah.
Comes out on PC, PS4, Xbox One. I'm a huge Far Cry fan in general. 2 is the pinnacle of the series. 3 is very, very good, but it started to drift away. 4, good, diminishing returns because it was very similar to 3. 5, not that excited for.
No?
Really not.
You can pick it up, though?
I might. I really need to see what it's... what people are thinking of it. I'm going to wait on it, honestly. And if you had told me that about a Far Cry game, I would have not believed you. But everything I've seen about this game is just not that interesting to me. I don't like the tone that they're going for. It seems very strange. They started with such a strong, dark tone with that first trailer where, you see this, Midwestern landscape and you see this church bell tolling, and it's there's a dead guy up in the bell tower, and it's just very menacing. It was silly because it was over the top, but it was all right, you're going for something. And then you get other trailers that's all right, this guy that used to be a farmer is now dropping bombs out of his planes and shooting people out of his planes. He's all excited, shooting people. I'm like, what is this? I don't understand what they're going for tonally. And I just don't know if I'm buying into it. So
all right,
we'll see.
Yeah, because like I said, I know you're a fan. And did you play Primal by any chance?
I did not play Primal. Okay. Yeah, I had heard too much middling stuff. That I skipped it. But Yeah, I'm kind of falling off this series slowly. So unless this does something
Special.
really good,
Yeah.
I think that's it for me.
All right.
Let's take a look here. All right, somewhere in early 2018, we have God of War for PS4.
Very excited
The
for that
reboot.
as well.
I'm very excited for it too. I'm torn on it because I've heard a lot of criticism regarding that all Sony's games look the same now because they're all that close behind the back, like Last of Us style.
It's very cinematic.
It's the Last of Us style of gameplay. Horizon did it.
Mm-hmm.
God of War looks like they're doing it.
Yeah.
Days Gone, which is coming out later this year, looks like it's doing it. I'm okay with that because I think generally they're very good games.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as God of War is a very good game, that's good. I'm interested in it. I like the way it looks. I like the dynamic between Kratos and his son.
Mm-hmm.
There's enough there that I'm interested in it. I want to play it. But, part of me is definitely... We'll see.
Yeah. Because, I mean, for me at least, that sort of style, I think, for me, that intrigues me more into God. Like, the first God of War I enjoyed, and I really, really liked it. But, again, that sort of, for me at least, that style sort of got, like, dull after a while.
Yeah.
Just kind of like that hack and slash, just, like, running
Right.
around, just hit things, like, 100 times. Like, this is, like, more if they were going to make, like, a God of War movie kind of thing.
Yeah,
Like, this is, like...
It's interesting to make Kratos a character for the first time because
Exactly.
he was never a character
Right.
before. So, he was always just
It's like a
anger.
killing machine.
Yeah, he's just anger, epitomized. But
I don't know, I still think it looks good.
I think it looks good too. I'm actually excited for it. I'm just a little, I'm a little middle of the road on it instead of being super excited like I am for some more of these games that are coming out later this year. But I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too.
Another game coming out in the spring sometime is Crackdown 3. I don't know if you have any history with any of the Crackdown games.
Not at all.
I played the first one a lot and liked it a lot. It's basically, the original at least, was like open world, run around, it's basically like run around, jump on these buildings, like you gain superpowers pretty much, and you jump higher, make you stronger, you can smash through things. It was like a really fun sandbox to play in, especially for the time. I think it came out in 2007, something like that. So for the time, it was like, wow, this is a lot of fun just to have a sandbox to bang around in. Crackdown 2 didn't catch me, and I'm not super looking forward to Crackdown 3. I think it comes out, and people are saying a lot of good things, and I might check it out.
Yeah.
But I have no expectations for it. So, speaking of the opposite end of the spectrum that I have a lot of expectations for is Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yes.
Also coming out, due out in the spring, they say, for PS4 and Xbox One. This game I am very much looking forward to. I think this game is going to be incredible.
It's a prequel to the first one, right? Is that
yes.
correct? Okay.
Yes.
So you're John Marston.
No.
Oh, no?
I don't think so. No, you play as somebody in his crew. Remember
Okay.
his crew before?
Right, okay.
Yeah. So you play as this guy that's a member of, the crew.
Right, the bandits.
Yeah, and I'm really excited for it because we all know that John Marston's going to be in it in some way. They haven't shown anything about him, but you're running with his old crew.
Yeah.
So it's like. Some people are saying, hey, maybe you start as this guy and then John Marston kills him and then you're John Marston for the rest of the game. Like, that would be cool. I think no matter what they do, I have faith in them. I trust them.
Yeah, no, listen, Red Dead Redemption, the first one, was one of my favorite games ever.
Yes. And it is an excellent game, and Rockstar knows how to make a game. Mm-hmm. We said before we're not the biggest GTA fans, but there's no denying that those are really well-made games.
No, exactly.
So it's
very well-made games.
And Red Dead Redemption, the original, we are huge fans of.
Exactly.
So we're super excited for
man.
it. I have no doubt
that's
gonna
probably,
be
for
an
me,
excellent
the
game.
number one most exciting game of the year.
Yeah, that's way
for
up
me
there.
at least.
That's way up there for me as well.
Yeah, definitely.
A game that I am super interested in is Vampire.
Yeah, that looks cool, too.
Also comes out in spring, PC, PS4, Xbox One. These are the guys that made, the guys at Don't Nod that made Life is Strange.
Okay.
Which I really like a lot.
Is it the same style, though? Is it like a Telltale sort of...
Yeah, I think it's going to be.
Okay.
I think they're going to implement some actual mechanics to it as well. But I've seen some videos where you're making decisions and stuff like that.
Cool.
So it is that same idea, but I think you're actually the basic idea of this game is like, hey, you're a vampire living in Victorian
That's cool. Doesn't it have anything
London
to do
or whatever.
with the German movie from 1932?
I don't believe so.
No. Okay.
No. But you're basically hiding in plain sight as a vampire, pretty much. And I think, and it could be wrong. This is just the impression I got from watching some trailers, reading a little bit about it. I think you can decide to be like a evil vampire that's like killing people all the time and sucking their blood or whatever, or you can like literally try to get your blood, like you need the blood to live. So it's like you're trying your best to like be a good guy and find ways that you can get blood from people that don't need them and stuff like that. So it's like it's an interesting idea, and those guys that don't nod, I've been interested to see what else they do after Life is Strange, no matter what. So I'm just really excited.
Cool,
for
man.
this. Yeah. Coming up also right around the same time in spring is State of Decay 2 for PC and Xbox One. I know I told you earlier, maybe a couple weeks ago, a month ago, that I've been playing State of Decay, the original. I really love that game. I never played it when it came out, and I played it when it came out, but I didn't play it much because I didn't get hooked. When I went back to it on the Xbox One, they have like all their backwards compatible stuff. I bought it, started playing it, and it just really wowed me. The systems in that game are really, really cool. Like everything's happening in real time, and you can send. It's basically like you have a group of survivors. There's zombies everywhere. You need supplies constantly. Like it's like a management sim kind of. Like you need to keep your guys well supplied, well fed,
right.
make sure there's enough beds for them. So it's like, hey, if you're saving some people and you don't have any beds at your place, nobody's gonna be happy. You know what I mean? Like happiness goes down. There's all these ratings.
It's kind of like Fallout in a way.
It's similar to that, but it's way, way, way more in depth, and it's very much like two facets of a game. It's like you're managing your homestead, right? And then you're also going out and third-person action combat.
Cool.
You have guns, weapons, killing zombies, like clearing out areas. Like you can literally clear out a house and then be like, all right, let's add this to our safe area and like set up fences and stuff and like stop zombies from going in since we need a new place for our people, So love that first game. I got really, really into it and I didn't expect to. So State of Decay 2 coming out in spring.
Very cool.
Super excited for. Something I didn't even know was coming out.
Yeah, that's mad dope.
And now I'm excited. Mad dope, huh? Wow. So something I had no idea until I looked at this list was coming out is System Shock Remake.
Mad dope.
For PC, PS4, and Xbox One. It says it's coming out Q2. Anybody that doesn't know what System Shock is, it's the predecessor to BioShock. It's Ken Levine's earlier work. It's where he got a lot of these ideas from. It's where a lot of sci-fi stories get their ideas from. Yep. I know System Shock 2 is the one that everyone says is like the best. But I'm just really excited to play this game in modern context, especially if they're remaking it.
This is like going to be the year of like remakes and,
Seems like
and remasters,
Seems like it. Yeah, I'm excited for that one for sure. We'll check that out. I think it's the same idea. It's a first-person, exploration. That sort of very, very in the vein of BioShock. So, what do we got here? The Wolf Among Us 2.
Oh, that's interesting. Did you like the first Wolf Among Us?
I love the first Wolf Among Us. Wolf Among Us is my favorite Telltale series.
No way, more than Walking Dead?
Because The Walking Dead is... Here's my pitch on why I think this is better than Walking Dead. Is because Walking Dead Season 1 is better than most stories in games, and it's way better than Wolf Among Us. Season 2, not so good. Okay. Season 3, not so good. So it's like Wolf Among Us. It's we talk about how some like directors or like musicians or something, they only get to put out a couple albums and they're revered because those albums are so good.
Right.
But if they put out more, they may have fallen off like everyone else.
Yeah.
So it's like that's my argument for Wolf Among Us. Like. Season 2 is coming out, so maybe we'll be disappointed, but goddamn, I love the style of The Wolf Among Us.
I thought it was like a cool idea. Like, it was just unique, too. It was like an original
I read
story.
the comics.
Okay.
Fables. Yeah, I've read those comics, and they're really, really good. Excellent. And they do a really nice job of being faithful to them while telling their own story in that universe. And I just love the uniqueness of that world and that style of like 80s. It's like neon looking. Like everything is really, really cool looking. I love The Wolf Among Us. It's literally like Diana's favorite game, so she's gonna be
Oh, no
very
kidding?
excited.
That's cool.
Yeah. So that comes out. It says second half of the year, so we'll see what happens with that. What do we got here? Metro Exodus comes out in the fall on PC, PS4, and Xbox One. So you ever played?
Enlighten me. I've never
You
even
never
heard
played
of
the
it.
Metro games?
No.
They're basically first-person shooters that are like simmy. They're like you have like a radioactive meter that like fills up. Like you have to manage a lot of different systems. But the good things that people like about it is that they feel a lot more like the games like Prey, or like you know how they have all these different like context. It's like almost Gone Home-ish, where you like find all these different things
Right.
that tell the story. Like Metro is famous for that,
Oh, I like that though. It's
where it
like the
has like
environment.
good environmental storytelling and interesting things happening in the world that are well written. That's why people love the Metro games.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, they're fun to play and they're good sims.
But I like that though. I like when sort of the environment is sort of the story. And
Yeah, I'm specifically excited for this one because from what I've seen, I think it's going to be very, very good.
Awesome.
Also coming out in late 2018 is Mega Man 11.
Mega Man 11.
Yeah,
Very
pretty
excited.
cool. I'm excited. I was never a big fan of that sort of art style in Mega Man games.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was much happier when 9 and 10 came out
9 and 10
with
was
that
awesome.
same
Yeah.
8-bit. Like obviously they were way upgraded. Like they could have never done the kind of graphical style they did on the bosses back in the day, but it had that same feel.
Right.
This is much more like the X style.
Yeah.
Or not even the X style. It's more like which ones came? Was it 8 that looked more
On the PlayStation, right?
Yeah, it was on the PlayStation. It looked more like the X games. Not a huge fan of those style, but
Well, I wish I kept it.
it's called Mega Man 11, so I'm gonna play it.
I know.
Like,
But I wish it was more like the, you know. Did you play Mighty Number 9?
Yes, unfortunately, I did.
I know, yeah. It was
terrible.
very,
Absolutely terrible. But I'm excited for it. I'm gonna play it absolutely. When I saw it at first, I was a little like, I don't like the way that looks. But it's called Mega Man
It's
11.
Mega Man 11. You gotta play it.
Gotta play it.
I'm with you.
Also, supposedly coming out in late 2018, which I don't believe for one second, is Anthem.
Yeah, very interesting game.
PC, PS4, Xbox One. That game will come out in 2019.
There's no way.
can
The game was
personally
just too
guarantee it.
massive, yeah.
It's supposedly like a third-person Destiny-style game. Nobody has a lot of firm details on it. We just saw that trailer where the guy's flying around doing a bunch of cool stuff. The universe looks really cool.
Looks beautiful.
I
Yeah.
really like the way that game looks. Based on how I felt about Destiny in general, I don't know if I'm gonna love this game.
Yeah.
But we'll see. If it's cool enough, if it's Mass Effect enough, you know what I mean? Like it's from those guys.
Right.
It's BioWare, so we'll see.
Again, if there's a cool story, I think we both definitely love it.
Of course. Also, these are some undated games that are supposedly coming out in 2018. I think some of them are much more likely to come out in 2018 than others, but I think the Spider-Man game from Insomniac.
I can't wait for Spider-Man.
I think that will come out in 2018.
That looks so good.
It looks very good. I'm really excited.
It's
for that.
very
It
hard
looks-
to come across as like a good superhero game, so I really hope
looks
that this
great.
is good. I
It
really hope.
really looks like they borrowed the best elements from Arkham,
Yeah, I really would hope
and
that.
it looks like they borrowed the best elements from Arkham, but also made it Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So
I'm very excited.
It looks really
great.
cool.
I've seen like
I'm
some
super
gameplay.
excited for
When that game comes out, I think I'll be playing
yeah, I'm definitely gonna be playing that day
an hour or two.
I'm very
of
excited
that game.
for that. Also, supposedly coming out in 2018, I'm not sure about that because Derek Yu said specifically that it's coming out when it's ready, is Spelunky 2 for PC and PS4. So Spelunky, the original, one of my favorite games of all
Yeah,
time.
it's a great game.
I love that game. It's super unique and interesting, and I still haven't seen a roguelike hit it in that same way.
Yeah, that's probably the best rogue
personally.
game. Rogue Legacy, though.
Yeah, this is way for me. I love Rogue Legacy. What Spelunky does for the genre is so much more.
It's a great game.
I love Spelunky. I don't know if we needed a Spelunky 2, to be honest with you. I would rather see Derek Yu do something else because I think he's a really talented, smart guy. They're making a game called UFO 50, which I don't know if that was on here because that should be coming out this year, I think. It's called UFO 50. It's Derek Yu is like heading it, I think, but it's a bunch of different indie developers, each making one small, like Atari-like game, and there's 50 games in the one package.
That's awesome.
So it's like some of these games are going to be very simplistic, and some of them are like full games.
Wow,
and
very
it's a
cool.
really cool idea. Watch a trailer for UFO 50. It's like mind blowing.
Very
It's
cool.
So good.
Very cool.
So I would rather see Derek Yu do something like that because I think the dude is like one of the smartest people in the industry, and I'm not going to ever complain about Spelunky 2.
Right,
ever.
but still,
But man, if he did something totally new that would, it's tough to do a sequel to a game that's that
good,
beloved.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens. I'm 100% in on it no matter what because I adore that first game. But yeah, that's gonna be a good one. Also, no release date yet. I think will probably coming out in 2018 is Ori and the Will of the Wisps for PC and Xbox One. So. Dan, I know you don't have an Xbox One.
I know. Ori and the Blind Forest was one that I wanted to play so bad, and I was hoping that they would release it for PlayStation.
Ori and the Blind Forest is absolutely one of the best Metroidvania games that has come out in a very long time.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic game. I love it. One of my favorite games that year, I think 2014.
Well, yeah, you just got the Xbox that year, I believe. Yeah. I remember.
Yeah,
seeing you play a little bit of it.
because what the hell, Sunset Overdrive came out.
Okay, yeah.
And I got it for that, and then Ori came out. But I think Ori and the Blind Forest was so good that I will absolutely play any other Ori game that they play. So I'm really excited for that. Let's see what else we got. Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night. Supposedly coming out in 2018. I could see that one slipping, but it's not quite as big of scope as some of the other games that we said are not going to make it. So it's very possible it'll come out. Mm-hmm. That's the game. It's coming to PC, PS4, Switch, and Xbox One. That's the game by the creator of Castlevania Symphony of the Night. And he's making a off-brand Castlevania with his own world.
Oh, man, that's going to be fantastic.
And it looks really good. If you watch any gameplay of it, it looks absolutely fantastic. I have some people, I know some people that have played early versions of it. And
yeah, it's awesome.
I've heard very good things. So
I'm very excited.
That game looks excellent. Another game, undated, 2018, is Soul Calibur 6.
Okay.
For PC, PS4, and Xbox One. We'll see if that hits 2018. I don't know. We first heard about it.
Do you like Soul Calibur? Like the fighting games like that?
I am not a huge fighting game fan, but back in the day, I adored Soul Calibur. Soul Calibur 1 and 2 were awesome, incredible games. So I'm very excited for it. I'm interested to see if it's a return to form or not. But, regardless, I'm willing to check it out if people say it's a good version of that because I could go for some Soul Calibur in my life. Ghost of Tsushima, we'll talk about quickly because that game is not coming out in 2018. I'll tell you that right now. That's the new game by Sucker Punch that looks like it's in like medieval Japan. Like it looks really cool. There's like some samurai stuff going on. It looks awesome. That game's not coming out next year, so we can nip that in the bud. Dreams.
Oh, Dreams looks awesome.
Dreams is definitely coming out in 2018. They said around summertime they're expecting it to come out, but they said it'll be ready when it's ready.
That looks fantastic.
But they said probably around summer.
I'm very excited for Dreams.
Recently, I've become very excited for Dreams because I've heard a lot of people, they had an event, it might have been at PSX, where people played Dreams for the first time. It sounds mind-blowing, dude. It sounds
the
like
amount of stuff that you can...
But it sounds like exactly what they wanted Little Big Planet to be, where they're like, instead of, like, you can literally make anything in that game.
I love it.
From what I've heard, it sounds ridiculous.
I love it.
Don't listen to me talk about it. I've never played it. But, man, from what people are saying, that game is going to be incredible. I'm very excited to see how that comes out. Looking over here. Detroit Become Human. Probably 2018.
Maybe.
I think probably. It's possible it goes 2019. Probably 2018. That game is made by David Cage, who made Indigo Prophecy, made Heavy Rain,
yeah.
and made Beyond Two Souls, right? So, Indigo Prophecy I like a lot. That was on the original Xbox.
You a David Cage fan? He's kind of a...
Here's the thing about David Cage.
Hit or miss for a lot of people.
Back when he first started doing this, his ideas were much more novel, and there was a lot less actual storytelling in games. Nowadays, there's a lot of really good storytelling in games, and I just don't think he stands up with the rest of them. I think he's always had interesting ideas as far as like marrying gameplay to the story.
Mm-hmm.
But that trailer, man, I don't know if you saw it.
No, I didn't see it.
There was a trailer that was just like god awful. It was like this dad that was abusive to his daughter, and the android or whatever they're calling them is there, like, and she has the choice to like stop it or not, like that sort of stuff. And I just don't trust this dude to nail that, to get that right. Like, that's a very sensitive subject, and I don't think he has it in him, to be honest with you. I don't trust him. So we'll see how that game turns out.
Did you like Heavy Rain?
I liked Heavy Rain. I did. I actually really liked Heavy Rain. I like it more than a lot of people liked it. Beyond was awful. Beyond Two Souls was terrible. Heavy Rain was good, but like I said, if Heavy Rain came out today, I think people might look at it and be like,
yeah, what the hell?
You're not really hitting the notes you think you're hitting. For the time, it was like, wow, I've never seen a game like this, honestly. So we'll see what happens with that. What else do we have?
Days Gone.
Oh, Days Gone, yeah. So Days Gone, they said definitely is coming out in 2018, and I believe them. I could see us being like a summer game.
Yeah.
Days Gone is Bend Studios, Sony Bend. They made like the Siphon Filter games and stuff like that. They haven't made a game in a very long time. They made Golden Abyss on the Vita, the Uncharted game.
Yeah.
Which is actually a really good Uncharted game. So I like them as a studio. I think they're going to make a good game. I think, from what I'm seeing, I think this is going to be a very middle-of-the-road game. I think it's going to be 7s.
Okay.
Mid-7s. Like, it's going to be an okay
game. A good game, but nothing that...
And people are going to like it, or they're going to say, it's boring.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of interesting stuff in it. Again, it's the Stony House style of behind the back, close up, third person. But there's enough interesting stuff with the different types of zombies. It looked like a World War Z. Like, you saw a horde of fast-moving zombies running through and stuff. Some of the E3 stuff was actually really good for that. So I'm interested in it for sure. Another game that's not dated, Guacamelee 2.
No, you're a big fan of the
Coming to
original?
PS4. I absolutely loved the first Guacamelee. One of the best styles in a video game I've seen in a long time. But I think Guacamelee 2 is going to be fantastic. There's nothing that I've seen that's made me worried about Drinkbox. They always make great games. I love Severed. I love Mutant Bob's Attack. Like, I like everything those guys make. So I'm on board. No doubt about it. What else do we have here?
Metroid Prime 4.
Metroid Prime 4.
Definitely not 2018.
Absolutely not. We're not even going to touch on that. I will say I'm very excited for Metroid Prime 4 to see what they do.
No way.
No shot that comes out in 2018.
Last of Us Part 2?
Last of Us Part 2 could come out. I doubt it. The problem that I have when thinking about that is I could see Naughty Dog typically releases games May, June, July, August, that chunk. So I could see that being 2019 summer. So we'll see what happens. I'm super excited for that game.
Oh, man.
I didn't think that game needed a sequel at all. I think that original game, it was excellent as a standalone story. But I trust Naughty Dog. They are great storytellers.
Listen, I didn't think Blade Runner needed a sequel, and Blade Runner 2049 was...
Dan, you know what? You are correct, actually. Death Stranding. Let's talk about Death Stranding real quick.
Very excited.
Absolutely not coming out in 2018.
Absolutely not coming out in 2018.
I would love it. I would absolutely love it if it did. No shot.
And then we got Kojima, we got Guillermo del Toro. It's just going to be I think it's just going to be perfect.
Awesome,
I think it's just going to be...
It's going to be so awesome and so stupid and so... Like, you will never understand exactly what it means because Kojima is a psychopath. But... everything I've seen in that game, that most recent trailer looks so good.
Oh man, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Over the top.
Yeah,
so
it's
over
gonna
the
be
top.
perfect.
I love it. I'm so excited for that game. We don't even know what kind of game it is.
I don't know, but you know what? It's got Kojima and Guillermo del Toro.
We have not seen any gameplay of that game.
Two of the
How
greatest
funny is that?
minds.
We've seen 20 minutes of trailers and we have not seen one bit of gameplay. No, you're right. I'm super excited for it. I just think it's hilarious that we haven't seen anything. Bayonetta 3, we touched on Bayonetta 1 and 2 earlier. Super excited for 3. I hope you get around to playing 1 and 2.
Yeah, I think I will. I said, for me, this year, I think it's going to be the year of remakes and trying out old games remastered. I don't know. I have good feelings, but I got to say, as a whole, I don't know if I'm as excited as 2017.
That's 2018? Well, we have a couple more that we need to touch on before we're done. Beyond Good and Evil 2?
Okay.
Absolutely not coming out in 2018. Maybe never. May never come out. But I like that first game quite a bit. I don't love it like some people love it. It has a weird fandom around it where like it's people's most anticipated game. I think it looks pretty cool, and I like that first game, but like, why does everybody love this game so much? Anyway, there's also a couple of games that people are saying are coming out in 2018. Like, there's some Marvel properties that they're doing. Square Enix, the team that did Tomb Raider, is doing an Avengers game.
Okay, interesting.
That did Rise of the Tomb Raider and
I love those games.
the good Tomb Raiders.
Yeah, the good Tomb Raiders.
The people that did the good Tomb Raiders are making an Avengers game. That alone, I'm excited for.
Oh wow! If it's anything like
that game will not come out in 2018 either. Also, From Software teased something at the Game Awards where it said Shadows Die Twice. We don't know if that's Bloodborne 2.
Oh, okay.
We don't know if that's a new game or if that's one of their old properties that they're bringing back up. You know, regardless, it's a From Software game. I will play it.
You're in it, yeah.
And I will love it. So I'm sure we missed plenty of small games that we couldn't get them all, but I think we did a pretty decent job looking ahead at 2018, and I'm excited. But
I'm excited. I'm not certain games. The amount of hype I had for 2017. I think there's a Zelda game and a Mario game in 1 year. I was super stoked, and
It's true. Who the hell thought that Mario game was going to come out that year, though? When they first showed it.
That's fair.
But all right, I guess that does it for us today.
Yeah, listen.
Man.
Hey, we'll have 2018. We'll have to debate whether our opinions were right or wrong. When these games come out, we have a lot of
absolutely
playing to do.
We'll touch back on these games. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much.
We'll
As always, thanks Shelby for his constant support and love.
We love you, Shelby.
Peace, man.
What's up, guys? It's Dan from Circle Back. I'm just here to let you know you can find everything that we do at circlebackgaming.com. If you just want the podcast, we're on iTunes. If you just want the video, we're on YouTube. So catch us either place. Thanks.